What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Patreon. It is 12:50 p.m. here on the East Coast in the USA. It is January 19th of 2019. So, interesting little pop here in price. Yesterday I was talking about how these two formations are, incredibly similar. And today we got a little pop, right? I mean, just completely replicating this previous pattern, like to the T. Crazy, right? And again, this kind of just shows me that, algorithms and bots are obviously in control of this thing right now. Algorithms and bots are driving the market right now because there's not much interest. The market's not necessarily being driven in a certain direction right now, right? No big whales are making any big moves right now. So algorithms and bots are just having their way with the market right now, creating these small movements. But we got literally almost an exact replica here of this pattern. If you're looking at the volume right now, it's still on the decline. Nothing substantial is happening in terms of the volume here. See that? So I am still bearish on this. I mean, we're coming up to some resistance here. Let's just mark up where we hit. I mean, right in the middle of this formation, hit that resistance right on. And we got some rejection there. So, maybe we do some sort of BART again, trade sideways, go down. I mean, we could come up, who knows? But guys, the volume is really, really not great. I mean, this move was based on almost no volume there. Let's go to Bitfinex just to confirm this. Yeah, not too much volume here. So I would expect us to eventually curl over and fall and hit some lower prices. Complete lack of interest, complete lack of volume right now. I mean, there's really not too much to say about this other than, these two patterns just played out perfectly the same, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. I mean, not really crazy, but it's really interesting to see. Algorithms and bots are obviously in control here. Let's just go to the 15-minute, just seeing a little bit of sideways trading. I mean, again, no volume here, and then bam, all of a sudden, boop, one shot to the upside and a little bit of profit taking up here and not too much going on. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't think this is going to result in much. There is potential for more upside. There is, but I don't see. I think we're going to do something like this again. But you know what? We'll see. Doesn't really matter to me. Not much movement going on. Not too much to discuss right now. I mean, it was like $100, $150 move to the upside. Not much there. So in terms of, so we don't have many questions today. Although one of our patrons here posted on the community tab some more details about the Coinstar Bitcoin kiosks, talking about how there's a 4% fee for the users. You can only use paper money to get the Bitcoin out of the Coinstar machines. The minimum amount, there is no minimum, but there is a maximum of $2,500 per 24 hours. So my question to that would be, how do they know that you're getting more than $2,500 per Bitcoin? Is there going to be a membership thing for these Coinstars? Are you going to have to set up an email? And if you do have to set up an email, that's pretty easy to get around. So a couple questions I would ask about that. Somebody was asking, hey Kev, what are your thoughts on Mimblewimble in Grin and Beam? So I don't know much about Beam. But Grin Coin is interesting. I haven't looked. I've been watching this right here, this presentation by Andrew Poelstra. Not totally sure who that is, but he's a smart dude because he kind of decoded Mimblewimble, which is a very difficult thing to understand. Very difficult protocol to understand, guys. It's very, very confusing. But he breaks it down pretty well so far. I haven't watched the whole thing just yet, but I'm going to. Also, if you want to, I'm gonna put two links in the description here. One where Andreas talks about Grin, and then he actually directs you to watch this video. He directs his audience to watch this video because this guy apparently explains it really well. So far, he is. So I'm gonna finish watching this as well. But it seems that the most interesting thing that Andreas Antonopoulos pointed out about Grin is that it's extremely private. You don't know who's transacting with who, and you also don't know how much is being transacted. So this goes beyond Monero and Zcash and all these things, right? Mimblewimble is a hell of a protocol. So in the most interesting part about Grin, I kind of just wrote it off as a shitcoin before, but now I'm looking into it. It's actually quite interesting. The most interesting part about it is that it can be used alongside Bitcoin as a side chain for Bitcoin. So this might add, you know, and it's not a layer, it's a side chain, right? But this might add a side chain to Bitcoin that will bring even more anonymity to Bitcoin. And this is what I've been trying to talk to you guys about. The future of crypto is unimaginable, guys. It is unimaginable, right? What it is now is not what it's going to be in the future. And all these layers and these side chains that are being added to, that are going to be sitting around Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be unrecognizable in a few decades, completely unrecognizable. And it's going to be pretty incredible, guys. I have a lot of faith for the crypto space. Right now, we're seeing, you know, I posted a video called "Success is Not Linear." Right now, like we're seeing a bit of a setback in the crypto space. But again, the setbacks, guys, these moments where things are depressed and there's some problems and things are being figured out, this is where the real growth takes place. The real growth in these emerging industries doesn't take place here. Yeah, the price is growing, but the real growth takes place here, right? This is the real growth of the industry actually takes place here. And then this is the after effect of the growth. That's the after effect of the growth. But this is where the growth happens, guys. We are growing right now, right? And then later on, people will see the growth. But right now, we're growing, even though the prices are going down. I have a lot of faith in this industry. So check out the links below if you want more insight on Mimblewimble. Also, you know, there's the whole Dandelion protocol, which I was listening to Ivan on Tech speak about that. I think Andres also talks about it a little bit. It's pretty interesting. It's just a way to create... I don't even know how to really explain it, but the way that the network broadcasts transactions, it'll send the information from one node to another, then to another, then to another, and when it hits a certain point at random, when it hits a random node, at random it will disperse the information and it will broadcast it to the network. So it's, instead of broadcasting it from a specific node or a specific location in the network, it'll send it around the network, and at random, once it hits a random point, it'll broadcast to the network. So I probably did not explain that very well. But if you imagine like a dandelion, like stupid. I probably didn't explain that really well. But there are smarter people than me that can explain these new innovations much better. I'm still learning about all this stuff, guys, right? I'm still learning about Mimblewimble and Grin and the Dandelion. What would you call it? Dandelion Transaction Relay. I guess that's what it's called. The Dandelion Transaction Relay. Right, so it's interesting. I would look into it, guys, right? The space is being developed right now, and there's actually a lot to keep up with. You know, things might seem boring in terms of the price, but there's a lot to learn right now, guys. Things are happening. Believe it or not, things are happening right now, okay? This is where the magic happens. During the bear markets, this is where the magic happens, guys. So keep up with it, right? Keep up with it. Look at those links below. Study a little bit, right? And I will talk to you guys all very soon. Ask more questions, guys. Ask more questions, and I will talk to you all very soon.